Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. Geeky Sparkles is sitting this video out. We're going to talk about Nintendo and how they've gone absolutely insane trying to take out Palworld. It looks like a lot of other video games could be caught up in this net as well. I talked about it a little bit this morning on a live stream as reacting to it as the news broke, but apparently they filed this patent to trademark or copyright or whatever the term, I guess patent. I guess patent's the term, to patent the technique of having a minion or being able to summon a monster to have them fight for you. So that's great, except for the fact that there are so many games out there that even predate Pokemon that use that mechanic. But this is what I was afraid of with Nintendo, is that if they get away with it once, that they can patent a technique, they're going to patent every damn game technique there is to get rid of competitors. And I mean, this is just ridiculous. I mean, this is people like Disney saying nobody else can make an animated movie, right? Because we made animated movies. Nobody else can make an animated feature. You can't make princess movies, Don Bluth. Actually, I think they tried to stop. Did they try to stop Don Bluth with Anastasia? It feels like they did. I don't know. I could totally see them doing that, though. But yeah, Nintendo is going to try to knock out the competition by playing dirty. And it's so weird to see Nintendo lately with all these mask-off moments, with how they treat their consumers with the Switch 2 and the game cards, and how aggressive they are going against people that are into emulation. I mean, I understand if you're selling bootleg stuff or whatever, I get that, but like they like anybody that has ever downloaded a Nintendo ROM ever, they want you destroyed. They want you dead. But they do. They literally will bankrupt you to send a message to other people not to do that. So we've got that Nintendo, this very litigious, I believe malicious corporate entity, juxtaposed with, oh boy, we make happy family games, and we're going to have a direct on what was it, Friday? We're going to have a direct on Friday, and we're going to give you the warm fuzzies with the Mario and the Pokemon and the Animal Crossing and all this really cutesy stuff. Very much like Disney, right? It very much is like Disney, where their corporate identity is juxtaposed with the product that they produce. It's very family friendly, but Pikachu will shank you. I mean, that little mofo will shank you if given the chance. If Pikachu thinks you're playing bootleg games or downloaded that Pokemon ROM, you're done, man. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Hey, if you want to get notified, please go out to news.clownfishtv.com. We, like many other YouTubers, are at a crossroads right now. YouTube has been tweaking their algorithm, and not for the better, not to benefit creators. They have not been doing anything to benefit creators for a couple of years now. I know a lot of people complained about Mama Susan, but things were much, much better when she was in charge. RIP. The new regime at YouTube wants to turn it into a shorts machine. They want to compete with TikTok. They want to TikTokify the whole platform, I guess. I think that's what Shadversity was calling it, the TikTokification. And that's that basically YouTube wants to be everything but YouTube. They want to compete with TikTok. They want to compete with Netflix. They just don't want to be YouTube anymore. And Facebook went down this road before too, and it didn't end very well for them, at least on the main Facebook for a while. It actually drives people off because people are there for a specific reason. And it feels very much like they're doing that on YouTube right now. So anyway, if you can, and it doesn't cost anything, go to news.clownfishtv.com. You'll get an email notification every time we upload a video. Might be a little bit later until I get around to posting it, but you will be notified that we actually have new content up. You won't miss anything. As it stands right now, the last couple of weeks, it feels like YouTube is showing people like every other video or every third video and only the ones that they approve of. It's very, very weird. We've had videos perform normally. We've actually had a couple take off and do really well, but then we have other videos that are like the worst performing videos we've had in pretty much the history of the channel. It depends on what the topic is. Just very weird, very arbitrary too. It seems very arbitrary. So go out to news.clownfishtv.com and sign up. And also, if you get this in time, you've got a couple hours yet. Geeky Sparkles, Glow and Ghouls retro enamel pins for Halloween. She designed these herself. They're going to glow in the dark. We are working closely with our pin partners, the people that have done our other pins. And we have done other pins, by the way. Orc pins are all packed up, ready to go as soon as I can figure out backer kits surveys, which are difficult. We might not be using backer kit much more after this, but yeah. So check this out. And we're thinking, according to the pin partners, we get them paid as soon as we get paid. We'll probably have them the first or second week of October and hopefully get them out at least to U.S. backers in time for Halloween, which would be very nice. That was the goal. So check it out on Kickstarter. All right, let's enough shilling. I know you guys get tired of this. So the purpose of this patent filing was to hurt Palworld, but it could hurt other games too. Because so many games use this mechanic that you can summon a creature, summon something to fight for you. Like thousands of games use this mechanic. This is not something exclusive to Pokemon, and there were games before Pokemon that used this mechanic as well. Actually, Pokemon was just kind of a pastiche of a whole bunch of other games and art styles and whatever, and they kind of threw it in a blender and said, here you go, hit puree. And here you go, monster catching game with like Dragon Quest looking monsters and RPG elements and collecting and all stuff. But all that had been, everything in Pokemon had been done for the most part by other games before Pokemon came out. But now Nintendo and the Pokemon Company want to, clamp down on these mechanics. And before with Palworld, it was about summoning, how you would summon monsters if you summon them from a sphere. And now they just like materialize, I guess, next to you, and also gliding and riding. Like, I mean, they wanted to patent being able to fly on monsters that you summon. I mean, that's ridiculous. Again, this is a game mechanic that's been in many, many games, not just Palworld, but Palworld's a huge threat. And like I talked about this morning, Nintendo wouldn't have bothered if Palworld wasn't so successful. And I also believe, because Pocket Pair is working with Sony, which is their despised competition. They don't like Sony very much. Sony stabbed them in the back, they believe, decades ago, and ate into their market share. And I think they're looking at this like, we have got to take out Palworld, because they're talking anime series, they're talking merchandise, they're talking card games, plushies, everything that Pokemon does, they want to do with Palworld. And they're trying to do everything they can do to kneecap them in the process. And it's actually very eye-opening to watch Nintendo deal with Pocket Pair, and also watch them deal with guys that are just making emulators or whatever. It's like they're not even, to the best of my knowledge, not even distributing software. But like it's crazy. Like their legal team is crazy. But yeah, they said originally, this is coming from Softonic, they said that Nintendo is intensifying its offensive against the creators of Palworld by registering a new patent. But this is in the US. This is what's weird about this, because we talked about it before, like it was quarantined kind of to Japan. It was two Japanese companies, and patent law was very different over there. And I'm no lawyer, but I'm just saying it's different over there than it is here. Well, this one was filed in the US. So now this is going to be, if Nintendo is successful, they could basically knock out their competitors with lawfare, which is scummy. I mean, it's really scummy to just be like, yeah, we're going to file all kinds of, frivolous patents. And hey, Sega, you can never make another Sonic game because Sonic walks from left to right and jumps on things and collects metal objects. And we patented that mechanic because Mario. But as I was reminded by the chat, they actually did take, was it Gianna Sisters, the Mario knockoff? They took them out of play back in the 80s, or in the early 90s, whatever it was. So yeah, they play dirty. They protect their brand fiercely, but this I think is overreach. And again, it is kind of strange because I remember Nintendo trying to be like, oh, we're the underdogs against, big bad Atari. We're the underdogs. Oh, big bad Universal's trying to sue us because we have Donkey Kong and they have King Kong and they're trying to sue us. Now Nintendo's in the Universal theme parks, ironically enough. Yeah, like in the same park with King Kong. Go figure. Right? Money talks. But yeah, it's just it's weird to see this. Oh, look at us. We're just the poor little game company just trying to make our way in the world. Now they're like, screw you, everybody dies. Pretty much like this, was it Lamb Ball? Is that what these things are called? Is that, or is that the Pokemon version? I don't know. But it's like that. Like, we look cute, but we will gut you. And that is Nintendo right now. Okay, so this patent could affect virtually the entire video game industry. The patent, registered in March of 2023, describes a system in which players can summon a second character, referred to as a sub-character, to fight enemies. Although this mechanic may seem specific, experts point out that it's so generic it could apply to numerous game genres. Yeah, if they don't like you or they think you're competition, they'll just be like, oh, we have a patent on that. You can't summon characters. Hey, Final Fantasy, you can't summons or whatever. You can't summon your characters anymore. They said, yeah, from action to MMORPGs, potentially impacting future releases from multiple developers. So many MMORPGs use that mechanic. And this, if this gets through, this is a huge issue for the entire video game industry, because Nintendo is an 800-pound gorilla, or Donkey Kong, AKA Donkey Kong, and they will use lawfare to, again, take out any competitor. They'll be like, oh, you want games where you jump? Well, we patented jumping. You want games where you can craft? Oh, we patented that too. Sorry, Minecraft. Sorry, we patented that too, because once upon a game we did this. Yeah, and they'll actually, I could totally see them making games with new mechanics, or making games with mechanics that have been done in other games, but nobody bothered to patent it, just to be able to patent that mechanic. And then next thing you know, like, they were trying to patent using shadows, I guess shadows to spot characters behind objects. Like, you could see their shadow if they were behind a tree or a rock, and they were trying to patent that too. I mean, what the hell? It said the patent's not retroactive, means it cannot be applied to games already on the market. Its existence poses a serious dilemma for independent developers. These studios lack the resources to face legal actions from large corporations like Nintendo, which could discourage innovation. This concern goes well beyond Palworld. Any new game, DLC, or expansion that uses similar mechanics could face legal issues. And some people, again, what they call it, the chilling effect, where they could just self-censor and be like, you know what, I'm not going to make a game that's too much like Pokemon or too much like Mario or too much like Zelda, because if I do, we're going to hear from Nintendo. And I don't want an entanglement with Nintendo. Nintendo wants to be the only video game company left on the planet. The situation becomes more complicated when considering the already established titles that include summoning, such as Diablo 4, Elden Ring. They would not be immediately affected, but imply that the ground for new creations becomes uncertain. Screen Rant had it too. This is like, yeah. So this is crazy. And everybody hates this. They said, yeah, Nintendo's patented sub-characters. They basically own the idea of summonable companions. No other games can utilize the concepts and methods outlined within it without risking patent infringement and potential lawsuit from Nintendo. The patent focuses on did it actually go through? Did they sneak it through? I don't know. Nintendo patent. Okay. The entire PDF's available. Yeah, they patented the ability to summon the character and make them battle for you. Gives them legal precedent to sue Final Fantasy and countless other games with summon mechanics. They said it's not retroactive, but going forward, you're not going to be. So here's the thing. Final Fantasy has had summoning since the third game. I believe Final Fantasy 3 was, if I remember correctly, and I play a lot of Final Fantasy, but if I remember correctly, the third game was the first Final Fantasy game to feature summons. It was a job class. And, so those games would probably be fine. But if you do a Final Fantasy 17 and it features summons, you're in trouble? Or is it like, well, this series has already had summons. We've already had a Monster Rancher game. We're just making more Monster Rancher. They're going to be like, no, you can re-release the old Monster Rancher games, but you can't make a new Monster Rancher games because patent. This is not sitting well with people. So, and it's in the US. And, what's going to happen though? Nintendo fanboys are going to eat this up. Well, of course. I mean, Pokemon's super popular and I love my Pokemon cards. So yeah, it's only right that a company like Nintendo be able to protect their IP. I'm like, no, they're going to overreach. I guarantee you. I see a twinkle of evil in your eye, Mario. And this company is going to use this for evil. And if they're successful in taking down Palworld. Now, Palworld, again, they might have some backup from Sony, and Sony's got, FU money too. But Nintendo's got ridiculously deep pockets, and they could just sue game developers into oblivion forever and just completely own the market. And, that concerns me. It's like, I want Nintendo, I want to like you, but you're an asshole. Okay. I want to like you, Nintendo, but you've turned into an asshole. You're not the same Nintendo you were when we were dating. I don't know what happened, but you're not the same Nintendo you were when I was a kid and warm fuzzies and whatever. But again, that was nostalgia goggles because you look into the history of video games. Nintendo's always been a tough nut. They've always been kind of sons of bitches. I mean, I'm going to be honest. They always have been. And despite the cute, fuzzy exterior and the warm fuzzies they want to project, they always have been very tough when it comes to protecting their IP and stuff. Watch the Tetris movie on Apple. It's really, really good. But yeah, this is not a good look for them. Again, the general public though is not going to care. They're not going to care at all. They really won't. They'll be like, oh, well, I guess there's not any other monster summoning games anymore or whatever. They probably won't even know this. I mean, if Nintendo enforces this, you're not going to hear about these companies that they sue into oblivion. I don't know. I just think this is massive overreach. The patent covers a very well-known concept of summoning a Pokemon or equivalent summonable and then using it to battle against an enemy. Could harm other games. I don't know. People are worried. They're like, and I guarantee you the Nintendo apologists are like, Nintendo wouldn't do that. They're the good guys. They're not like Microsoft or Sony. They're the good guys. They would never do that. Mario would never touch you in your no-no place. It's like, nah, bitch, he wears those gloves for a reason. I'm just saying. It's not a good look, but I don't know. We'll see how it holds up. But there we go. I thought it was worth its own video because it's huge news. I mean, this could really upset the apple cart with games going forward, and especially indie developers. Gonna wrap it up. Please subscribe. We'll talk later. For more pop culture news, views, and rants, go to news.clownfishtv.com. That's news.clownfishtv.com.